Good morning, Facebook friends and YouTube followers. This is Rich again, back for your first video blog of the day for September 26, 2014. Friday morning around 6:15 in the morning. The sun's coming out in Belleville, Massachusetts. It's going to be a nice sunny day, highs in the 60s. This weekend it's going to be a kind of a heat wave. We're going to be in the 70s and 80s. Some news to report: the Boston Red Sox beat the Tampa Bay Rays, and Derek Jeter got a double in his last game at Yankee Stadium. And this weekend, when he plays his final series ever, he's not going to play shortstop. He's going to play designated hitter. And also the Pittsburgh Pirates are within one game of the National League Central lead behind the Cardinals, and the Kansas City Royals is one game before clinching his playoff spot for the first time since 1985. And the Oakland A's are free falling, and the Seattle Mariners are only 2 games back, and the Cleveland Indians are only 3 games back for the second wild card of the American League. But both of them are long shots to make the playoffs. But if Oakland continues to lose and Seattle and Cleveland somehow win, could be a 3-way tie. We'll wait and see about that. And my first subject of the day is about the greatest television cartoons of all time in my continuation series of the top 10 things of everything and everything. These are the cartoons have been on TV since the beginning of television, and I'm not going to include this list like with Bugs Bunny cartoons and Tom and Jerry cartoons, because many of them and Popeye cartoons and Yogi Bear cartoons, because many of those cartoons that were seen in syndication for many years was actually from movie shorts. And I'm not going to really include it. And here are the top 10 greatest cartoons on TV cartoons of all time. And here's the list. Number 10 on the all-time list of greatest television cartoons of all time: Dennis the Menace. This was the syndicated version of the comic strip that was on from 1986 through 1988 on syndication and CBS, and it was based out of the cartoon. It was about Dennis's adventures with his parents, his friends, Joey, Tommy, Margaret, Gina, Jay, and his antics with Mr. Wilson. It was seen in Boston on WLVI TV 56. Great cartoon. Number 9 on the all-time list of greatest cartoons of all time. Television, The Smurfs. The Smurfs was a very big hit for NBC's Saturday mornings for many years. It basically saved NBC's Saturday morning schedule back in the 80s, because there was rumors that they were going to do a Weekend Today show even back in the early 80s. But Smurfs were real popular. It was about little people fighting off Gargamel and stuff like that. Lasted 9 years on NBC. It got so popular that they had a 3D version of the Smurfs for movies a few years ago, and they had a sequel. So that comes in at number 9. Number 8 on the all-time list of greatest television cartoons of all time: The Super Friends, that lasted on ABC from 1973 through 1986. It was about DC Comics' five greatest superheroes: Batman, Robin, Superman, Wonder Woman, and Aquaman teaming up together, and they were joined by the 3 junior super fans: Marvin, Wendy, and Wonder Dog for 1 year, and also the Wonder Twins beginning in 1977, and they fought crime and stuff against the evil guys. Plus they had special super friend guests over the years from other DC Comics. Very great cartoon. Number 7 on the all-time list of greatest cartoons of all time, television cartoons: Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo started on CBS in 1969, and it lasted many years on CBS. Then it went to ABC in 1976, lasted through 1986 on ABC, and they have sometimes reunion cartoons and stuff, like cartoon movies of Scooby-Doo on the Cartoon Network from time to time. Very great cartoon, especially with Scooby-Doo and Shaggy and Freddy and Daphne and Thelma. very, very good cartoon. And it's Scooby-Dooby-Doo. It's good. Number 6 on the all-time list of greatest cartoons of all time, television cartoons. King of the Hill. This was a primetime cartoon that lasted 13 years on Fox. Kind of an adult theme cartoon, and it had about Hank Hill's family and stuff. And it was a very good one. It lasted maybe a little too long because they weren't getting the ratings, but it was still popular on Fox for many of the years, and still in syndication. And Cartoon Network comes in at number 6. Number 5 on the all-time list of greatest television cartoons of all time, South Park. South Park was created by Trey Parker and Matt Stone, and it's been on 18 years on Comedy Central. It's one of the most, adult-themed cartoons of all time. Follows 4 kids, little elementary school kids, Cartman, Stan, Kyle, and Kenny, and they kind of mimic pop culture and stuff like that for many years. The first few years, every episode had Kenny getting killed, and they said, "Oh my God, they killed Kenny, you bastards!" And there was other characters like Mr. Garrison and like the chef and others, which made South Park very funny. It's still funny today. It's one of the funniest cartoons ever. One of the most adult-themed cartoons of all time. That comes in at number 5. Number 4 on the all-time list of the greatest cartoons of all time on television, Family Guy. Family Guy still running on Fox. It was actually ran for a few years but got canceled. But when they released DVDs, the DVDs were so popular that they revived the series for Fox, and it's still going strong on Fox and syndication. And it also is another one that kind of mimics like old television shows. Very funny and still going strong today at number 4. Number 3 on the all-time list of greatest cartoons of all time, The Jetsons. Jetsons were a primetime cartoon back in the 60s on ABC. It was about a space family, George Jetson, Judy Jetson, Elroy, and Jane Jetson, and they're like the dog Astro, and their robot Rosie, and it was very, very funny. And also, like, George Jetson also had some arguments with his boss, Mr. Sprocket, and he would always say, "Jetson!" Great cartoon, still seen today in syndication. Number 2 on the all-time list of greatest cartoons of all time on television, The Flintstones. This was a primetime cartoon that lasted 7 years on ABC from 1960 to 1966, about Fred Flintstone and his wife Wilma Flintstone and their neighbors Bonnie Lovell and Betty Lovell. Very, very great cartoon. Eventually Fred and Wilma had a baby called Pebbles, a girl, and Bonnie and Betty had a baby boy named Bam Bam. It was very, very good. And they had Fred had and Wilma had a pet dinosaur named Dino. Very, very great cartoon. The reruns was seen in Boston on WLVI TV 56 for many years. And the number 1 cartoon of all time on television, it's The Simpsons. The Simpsons have been on Fox since 1989, and it's still going strong. 26 years. Very, very popular. Simpsons started as a cartoon short on the Tracy Ullman show on Fox back in 1987. Those shorts were real good, and a few years later Fox decided to make it a regular series. It started out on a Christmas special, and that was a high-rated Christmas special for Fox at the time in 1989 because they weren't really a big network. And then when they became a regular series in January 1990, the ratings were very high for Fox, and it's been going on ever since. It's about like Homer Simpson and his family, Marge, Bart, Lisa, and Maggie, plus many, many, many characters. this has been going on through the years. They still have a level of success with Fox, still real popular, and I think The Simpsons might go on forever. They've been on the show for over 600 episodes and stuff, and they reruns are on like many Fox stations and FXX, and that's about it. That's about it. Have a good day, Facebook friends and YouTube followers. I'll be back later for at least 2 more video blogs about the bottle bill and about Dip Kapler. Have a good day. Bye now.